Yo, internet fam, remember those old chatbots? The ones that sounded like robots trying to order a pizza? I would like pepperoni, please. Crickets. Those days are over. AI has gone from basic to, bonkers. We're talking AI that can write poems, compose music, and even paint masterpieces. It's like your little brother suddenly became Picasso overnight. Except, less messy. This isn't your grandpa's AI. This is the future knocking at our door with a fresh canvas and a mic drop. Get ready to dive into the world of generative AI where the only limit is our imagination. And maybe some ethical guidelines because, responsibility. So, how does this whole generative AI thing work? It might sound like magic, but there's actually a fascinating process behind the scenes. Generative AI is all about teaching computers to create, whether that's art, stories, music, or even code. But how do you get a machine to be creative? Well, it starts with a lot of data and some very clever algorithms. Think of it like this. Imagine teaching a computer to paint by showing it millions of paintings. Each brushstroke, color, and style gets absorbed by the AI, almost like a student learning from the masters. Over time, the computer starts to pick up on patterns, styles, and the subtle details that make each piece unique. Eventually, it starts to understand what makes a tree or a face a face. It learns the difference between a pine and an oak, or a smile and a frown, by analyzing thousands of examples. This process is called training, and it's how AI models build up their own internal sense of what things are supposed to look like. That's kind of what's happening with these fancy things called diffusion models. Diffusion models are a special type of generative AI that work by gradually transforming random noise into a coherent image, step by step. It's like watching a foggy picture slowly come into focus, revealing something entirely new that's never existed before. These models learn from massive amounts of data and can then generate totally new stuff, like turning your wildest dreams into actual images. You can give them a prompt, say, a cat surfing on a rainbow, and they'll conjure up a picture that's never been seen before. It's creativity, but powered by data and algorithms. It's like having a personal dream catcher, but instead of feathers and beads, it runs on algorithms and data. Your ideas, no matter how wild or whimsical, can be brought to life with just a few clicks. The possibilities are endless, and the only limit is your imagination. Imagine being able to sketch out a rough idea and have an AI turn it into a masterpiece, or describe a scene from your imagination and see it appear before your eyes. That's the power of generative AI, and it's changing the way we create and experience art. Then there are LLMs, or large language models. These are the wordsmiths of the AI world, trained on mountains of text from books, articles, websites, and more. They don't just spit out random words, they understand context, tone, and even humor. These guys are like the Shakespeare of the AI world. They can mimic different writing styles, craft poetry, or even write a story in the voice of your favorite author. It's like having a literary genius at your fingertips, ready to help you brainstorm or write the next great novel. Feed them enough text and they can write stories, poems, even code. It's wild. Whether you need a heartfelt letter, a witty tweet, or a complex computer program, LLMs can whip it up in seconds. They're not just tools, they're creative partners. Remember that time I roasted Mark Zuckerberg? That was just a taste of what these models can do. They can generate jokes, clever comebacks, or even entire articles that go viral online. Give an LLM enough data and it might just write the next viral takedown. The internet is their playground and they're constantly learning from the latest trends, memes, and conversations. But it's not just about fun and games. These tools are helping people brainstorm, collaborate, and push the boundaries of what's possible in art, writing, and technology. The future of creativity is a partnership between humans and machines. But hey, with great power comes great responsibility, right? As we unlock new creative frontiers, we also have to think about the ethical questions and challenges that come with them. More on that later. Here's where things get really trippy. We're not just talking about AI that can understand text or images separately. We're talking about AI that can blend the senses, just like humans do. Imagine typing in a majestic lion walking through a jungle at sunset and bam, the AI generates a full-blown video with lush greenery, a golden sky, and a lion that looks like it walked straight out of National Geographic. Or think about music that responds to your emotions. Feeling stressed? The AI creates calming melodies. Ready to party? It drops a beat that would make Beyoncé proud. This is the power of multimodal AI, the ability to seamlessly blend different modes of information, creating experiences that are more immersive and, dare I say, magical. Of course, all this AI stuff can feel a little overwhelming. That's why we need some humor to keep things light. Enter AI memes. Remember that woman yelling at a cat meme? Imagine an AI generating endless variations of that, each one more absurd and hilarious than the last. But memes also remind us that AI isn't perfect. It can make mistakes, misinterpret things, and sometimes generate stuff that's just plain weird. And that's okay. We need to approach AI with a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking. Because let's be real, the last thing we need is an army of AI robots taking over the world and forcing us to watch cat videos on repeat. Or maybe that's just my nightmare. Okay, time for the serious stuff. We've had our fun exploring the wonders of AI, but now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Because as exciting as this technology is, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some real challenges we need to talk about. Challenges that affect real people every single day. As much as we love the cool things AI can do, we gotta talk about the potential downsides. AI is everywhere now, helping us shop, navigate, even choose what to watch next. But with great power comes great responsibility, and sometimes that responsibility gets overlooked. Bias is a big one. It's not just a technical glitch or a minor inconvenience. It can have real-world consequences, from unfair hiring practices to biased loan approvals and even wrongful arrests. AI systems are trained on data created by humans, and humans are, well, kind of biased. Our history, our preferences, our mistakes, they all get baked into the data. So, when an AI learns from that data, it can pick up those same biases, sometimes amplifying them in ways we never intended. This can lead to AI systems that perpetuate harmful stereotypes or discriminate against certain groups of people. Imagine being denied a job or a loan, not because of your qualifications, but because an algorithm decided you weren't the right fit. That's not just unfair, it's dangerous. Not cool, AI, not cool. And it's not just about bias. Sometimes these systems make mistakes that are hard to catch, and even harder to fix. People can end up feeling powerless, frustrated, or even excluded from opportunities. Then there's the issue of explainability. AI can be like a black box, spitting out answers without showing its work. That's a problem when those answers affect people's lives. Sometimes even the creators of these AI systems don't fully understand how they make decisions. The algorithms are so complex and the data so vast that it's almost impossible to trace exactly how a conclusion was reached. This lack of transparency makes it tough to trust the results, or to challenge them when they're wrong. It's like asking your friend how they aced that math test when they were busy doodling in their notebook. You know something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. And when it comes to AI, that uncertainty can have serious consequences. We need to develop AI systems that are transparent and accountable. That means building tools that can explain their decisions, and making sure there's a way to challenge those decisions if they're wrong. It also means involving people from all backgrounds in the design process, so we can catch problems before they happen. We need to make sure they're used for good and not for harm. AI has the potential to solve some of our biggest problems if we use it wisely. That means putting people first and making sure technology serves everyone, not just a select few. And we need new laws and regulations to keep up with this rapidly evolving technology. Policymakers, technologists, and everyday people all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI. We need clear rules, strong oversight, and a commitment to fairness and justice. Because, the future is coming whether we're ready or not. The choices we make today will shape the world we live in tomorrow. So let's make sure we're building a future where technology lifts us all up instead of leaving some of us behind. Let's bring this down to earth with a real-world example. Building a recipe generator. At first glance, it sounds completely harmless, maybe even fun. After all, who wouldn't want an app that whips up dinner ideas based on what's in your fridge? But as simple as it seems, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. Even a basic recipe generator can have some surprisingly serious ethical implications. It's easy to overlook the risks when we're just thinking about food, but technology like this can impact people's health and well-being in ways we might not expect. Imagine an AI that suggests recipes tailored to your dietary restrictions, gluten-free, vegan, nut-free, you name it. It sounds like a dream come true for anyone with allergies or specific health needs. The convenience and personalization are amazing. But what if the data the AI is trained on is incomplete, outdated, or just plain wrong? What if it doesn't recognize a hidden allergen in a recipe, or it overlooks a crucial step in food safety? Suddenly, that helpful app could become a real danger. In the worst-case scenario, you could end up with a recipe that sends you straight to the emergency room. Imagine trusting an app to keep you safe, only to have it recommend something that triggers a severe allergic reaction or food poisoning. Or maybe the meal just turns out to be a total disaster, burnt, inedible, or missing key ingredients. Not exactly the culinary masterpiece you were hoping for, and definitely not the kind of experience that builds trust in technology. That's why it's so important to build AI systems with safety and responsibility at their core. Developers and engineers need to think beyond just making something that works. They have to consider how it might go wrong and who could be affected if it does. We need to make sure these systems are trained on diverse, accurate, and up-to-date data. That means including recipes from different cultures, considering a wide range of dietary needs, and constantly updating information as new research emerges. Human oversight is also crucial. We need real people to review, test, and monitor these systems, adding safeguards to catch mistakes before they reach users. It's about building in checks and balances to prevent unintended consequences. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to create cool technology for its own sake, it's to create technology that genuinely benefits everyone, making life easier, safer, and more enjoyable for people from all walks of life. Now, I know what you're thinking, this AI stuff sounds complicated, but the good news is, you don't need a PhD in computer science to start exploring. There are tons of fun and accessible AI tools available online. Want to create your own AI-generated art? Check out DALL-E or Midjourney. Feeling musical? Try Ampermusic or Jukebox. The possibilities are endless. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use these tools ethically and responsibly. Don't create harmful or misleading content. And always credit the AI system you use, because even though it's a machine, it deserves some recognition for its creative prowess. So, what does the future hold for AI? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. But one thing's for sure, it's gonna be a wild ride. We might see AI assistants that can anticipate our needs before we even know them. We might have self-driving cars that navigate our roads with ease. We might even have AI robots that can do our chores and make us laugh with their witty banter. But we also need to be prepared for the challenges that AI will bring. We need to address the ethical concerns, ensure fairness and equity, and find ways to coexist with this powerful technology. Because the future of AI isn't just about algorithms and data, it's about us, humans, and how we choose to shape it. Look, I'm not gonna lie, this AI stuff is both exciting and terrifying. It's like holding a tiger by the tail, but it's also an incredible opportunity to redefine what's possible and create a better future for everyone. So, go out there, explore the world of AI, have some fun, and most importantly, use your powers for good. Because the future is not something to be feared, it's something to be shaped. Peace out.